Yo, what's up, Breaker fans? This is Rafael from C Manga, and I'm here to give you a review of the Breaker New Waves Chapter 115. And yeah, first thing I want to apologize. I think it was Mr. Killers24 about not doing a prediction video because I was feeling terrible this week. I was sick and kind of just got over it now. So I'll probably try to do one either tomorrow or sometime during next week because I think that would be a good idea to do some prediction videos. But anyway, on to today's chapter. It was good. It was better than last one, and the only thing I would complain was the length. I wanted a bit more, but it was overall good. What's his name? Is it Jung Lae Won? I remember his name now. The government room spokesman. He's basically being an arrogant git still. He seems to still think that Shi-Woon is insignificant. He's just a brat, and it was his mistake to ever relate him to the Nine Arts Dragon. So he arrogantly says, come on then, deal with it. And Shi-Woon charges at him, and he does like a whoosh like that. It was like a backhanded fist, and it takes out a tree, and he's like, oh, that nearly caught me off guard, I should have been paying attention, kind of thing. And then Shi-Woon follows it up, and he attempts to do an axe kick or drop kick, whatever you called it. Yeah, it was an axe kick, and obviously it misses because the guy dodges. But when we look at the ground now, where Shi-Woon had connected with, basically when his foot hit the ground, we see that he used Jin-Hwan Gak, and that's seismic step. If you guys remember, Chun-Woo used that in the first breaker when he was fighting that guy who had a death grip on his ankle or something. So, and the building was going to blow up, and basically used that to chop off the guy's arm. So yeah, it's basically like some sort of earthquake foot stomp. So the guy is freaking shocked as hell, thinking, oh, he's managed to use that. And while he's thinking, Shi-Woon's basically just gone whoosh and gone right, done a right straight, and basically blown him back. And he's he's shocked and caught off guard. So this time Shi-Woon started speaking, gloating, and he's like, oh, are you just gonna keep running away? Are you not gonna do anything about it? So he ends up gloating the guy into attacking. And the guy says, oh, so you want to be arrogant about it? Fine, I'll deal with you. And he lunges forward to basically provoke Shi-Woon to attack, and then he does throw another straight. And as he's done that now, he's lunged like he's like done some weirdness like that, and he's basically said, oh, I've caught you now. And he's grabbed Shi-Woon's arm, and then this whole weird aura thing started happening, and Shi-Woon's eyes are kind of shocked, like, oh, what's happening? And just at the last moment, we see the guy say, oh, now I'll be taking this, your arm that is. And Shi-Woon pulls back and dodges away quickly. And the guy says, oh, you got really good instinct and reflexes to dodge that. He's like, I was going to amputate your arm. And it's called Gyu-Bum Dan-Hon. And it's locked gate soul cutter. So it's basically, it's an amputee technique. He explains it's like you goad someone into attacking you, and obviously the momentum and kinetic energy used from that, it basically kind of backfires onto the person. So he'll use the force from the attack to reverse onto the arm, and he'll amputate it. And he says that they counting on your one hand, that's how many masters I failed to amputate with this. So basically saying that not that many people have gotten away from it, him included, or him being one of them. So, this attack's lethal. And then he goes into saying, oh, which part of you shall I cut off now or next? So yeah, this is when the fight kind of ends, and we go on to the next part, which I wasn't too interested in. But we see So-Chan and Jae-Gal are in a car limousine, and they're talking about Shi-Woon, and So-Chan's asking, is he really dead? And he's like, who? And he's like, Shi-Woon, the Sun-Woo clan guide you. And Jae-Gal's like, oh, probably, don't know, it's not really important. And he's like, why are you interested? And it's like, oh, not important. It's like the Sun-Woo clan are important in the mirror world. Whatever they could do can basically change any sort of assets, the way the mirror world works, everything kind of is very attached or drawn towards some Wu clan. So he basically saying, so you're saying that's not important, the gaiju of that clan, him dying is not an important thing. It's like, yeah, well, it is, but you know, the current gaiju is just a puppet, he's a weak guy. And So-Chan kind of disagrees with that, and he's like, no, he really isn't. There's two kinds of people in this world, and or two kinds of extraordinary men. I can't remember what he said exactly. And he said there's one that basically precede the human limits. Basically, you know, and it shows a picture of Chun-Woo, so saying someone who's like goes into God mode and has mad strength, you know what I mean? Basically, he goes past all human limits. And then he said there's the others that precede or the human instincts, and it shows a picture of Shi-Woon. And he's saying Shi-Woon is that kind of person. His instincts are much higher than most humans. And he said when he fought him back then, he was incredibly weak, but he had no fear or any sense of any emotions of him worrying about his own death. He just wanted to fight, even if he knew he was going to die. And he's saying, regardless of Shi-Woon being weak, he said, So-Chan said that scared him a lot. He said, isn't it ironic or kind of weird for me to be scared of someone so weak? And Jae-gal's like, I don't know, well, yeah, guess so. So, yeah, I've always liked So-Chan because I said he shows some respect towards Shi-Woon, and he seems like he's a respectable person anyway. So, yeah, it shows in that chapter that even though everyone else seems to think of Shi-Woon as some sort of weakling, you know, he thinks otherwise, because he says it's not always about strength. This guy mentally is quite a scary person, Shi-Woon is, as we see. And then when we go back, what he said kind of portrayal shows what Shi-Woon is. He's on the offensive again, even though was threatened with that amputation technique again, and the guy is panicking like, how is it he hasn't changed after I done that technique? And he's like, no, it's not that, he's gotten even stronger. And it's like he's relentlessly pushing forward and attacking Jung Lae Won, and he's on the defensive. He can't do much about it. And yeah, it's not relentless like before, where he was attacking I can't remember his name. Basically, the guy he fought before. What's his freaking name again? Oh, whatever, man. Do you know the dog? What's his name? He basically, when he was fighting him, he was kind of out of it. Mentally, he was just fighting on instinct and fighting instinct. But with this fight now, he's a lot more calmer, and that's what I forgot to mention at the beginning of this chapter. Was on the last chapter, he looked raged. He looked like he was going back into his Black Heaven Nerf technique. But in this one, he's very calm. Other than the fact that he's angry and taunting, like saying, "Did you want to see the some Wu clan's full power?" He's very composed and calculated. He's attacking with his own wits, his own ability, and at his own will. And it's really good to see this. So yeah, the only thing I said I wished was there was a bit more of the fight scene, because I want to see what else Shi-Woon's capable of doing. Excuse me. And yeah, what else? What he's gonna do in terms, because this guy is still quite lethal with those techniques, but it seems like it's kind of rendered useless if Shi-Woon's increased his strength and speed. So yeah, as I said, good chapter. I'm assuming that Ghost Doctor guy will appear. I know I said that before, but that's all I can think is what happened next. And Elder Kwon will somehow later appear on the island. Miraculously, either Sarah Kang will find the place or something like that. And Shi-Woon, either he's gonna hold his own or he's gonna kill that guy. Not literally, you know what I mean, but he's gonna beat him to hell. And yeah, that's all I can think will happen next. I say this over the next few chapters, something like this will happen. So yeah, I enjoyed it. I wish it was a bit longer, but you know, I can't complain. This chapter shows what Shi-Woon's good for. And yeah, what do you guys think of this chapter? Let me know your opinions, and voice any predictions you have for the next chapter. And also, if you enjoyed the chapter and the video, leave us a like to help us and the series out, and also subscribe for more content in the channel, and I'll speak to you guys next time.